Data, they say, is the new oil. And in the high-stakes world of asset management, that calls for precise data and cutting-edge technology. Today, I'm at the offices of SAMCO Mutual Fund to meet with Viraj Gandhi, who's the CEO, to understand how technology and human enterprise are combining to create a new wave of success and creating wealth for everybody in our next episode of C-Suite Conversations. Marksman Daily presents C-Suite Conversations. Hello viewers and welcome to another episode of C-Suite Conversations. With me is Mr. Viraj Gandhi, who's the CEO of SAMCO Mutual Fund. Sir, thanks for taking the time to be here with us today for this episode.
Thanks to you for allowing us to express ourselves.
Our pleasure, sir. Mr. Gandhi, your experience has seen you marry analysis with communications effortlessly. How do you leverage both of these when it comes to breaking down complex concepts for the everyday investor?
See, I completed my MBA in Capital Markets from NM University. And because of my campus placement, I got my first job in the research segment in ICICI Direct. And from there, I moved on to ASK Investment. I learned fund management over there. So that was the piece where I learned fundamentals and stock analysis.
Right.
From 2013 onwards, when I left my job, I'm with the SAMCO group, learning a lot about fund management, also about the art of selling, which is what we call marketing and sales. So I strongly believe, and because of the role that I am into at this point of time, I'm being nominated as CEO of the company because I have the understanding of both the pieces together. So if somebody wants to have a career growth plan, sticking to only one skill set is not going to help you, reach to a level where you can call yourself a CXO of a company. So you need to have multiple skill set, and that is where I am at this point of time. So this is the brief background of what I've done so far.
So SAMCO takes something of a tech-led approach when it comes to asset management. What would you say is the biggest philosophical difference between that and the more traditional human-backed asset management approach?
See, in asset management, this is what I did in ASK also. In asset management, a traditional fund management company is heavily dependent on human beings and their approach and their skill set.
Yeah.
So if somebody is coming up to me and giving me an idea as to this is the idea that is going to make a lot of money for the investors ahead, it is dependent on me whether I like that idea and I take it to my fund management team.
Right.
Now, that me segment in between is going to work in your favor, and sometimes it is not going to work in your favor because it is humanly done. So the way I think in 2015, the way I think in 2025, the way I think in 2035 is going to be completely different. So how do you get a process and a stability in the fund management thought process? So to bring that stability, we have created algorithms. So whatever I am thinking in 2015, 25 and 35 are all coming from the same base, same thought process, same fundamental view. So to bring the discipline of fund management, see, we are in love with the algorithms and the processes that we are developing because we love the discipline of fund management through the processes and not heavily dependent on a particular individual style, and which does not have consistency over a long period of time.
Now I'm certain, Mr. Gandhi, that you've also bumped into people that talk about trying to time the market, so to speak. What do you think are some of the biggest misconceptions around gaming the system or timing the market, however you want to call it?
So we all have sold markets always saying that it's for long term. Don't try to time the market, stay for long time in the market and things will fall in place. But technically, we all at some point of time are trying to time the market in different ways. So in the mutual fund space, you try to do SIP, STP, you try to make sure that the asset combinations are there. So in a different way, you are also trying to time the market.
Yeah.
But in fund management process, or there are technical factors, there are a lot of leading indicators which help you time the market in one particular direction. Now what happens is when you don't time it correct, you can go off beat for a very, very long period of time. So say for example, when interest rates were down closer to 0%, 1% between 2010 to 20, it's the growth which did well in terms of investment philosophy. So if you would have not timed that correctly and you would have still, invested into value, you would have suffered for good 8 to 10 long years. Then when the interest rate actually went up from 0% to 5% during the COVID period, it's after the COVID period, the rally that we have seen in the market, it is led by value and not growth for a good 4 to 5 years. So again, if you would have not understood or timed it correctly, or you would have not envisaged it correctly,
True.
you would have your growth yourself derailed for mostly almost 5 years, and the biggest wealth creating journey has happened in this 10 to 15 years in the Indian capital market history. So timing the market doesn't mean that you have to time the stocks on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Timing the market meaning you have to understand the trend of the market, and you have to be on the right side of the trend. You have to make trend as your best friend, okay, and you have to be on the right side of the trend, and so that whenever you see the market cycles, you are on the right side of the cycle, and that is what we mean by timing the market.
On the topic of growth, Mr. Gandhi, I know that your small cap momentum based NFO is coming out on the 14th of November. Talk to us a bit about that and what separates it from its peers.
See, in the small cap segment, there is no momentum led offering available to investors at this point of time. Why is momentum important, and particularly in a small cap segment, is because the entire industry is so heavily dependent on the outside research that it cannot function without it. So if I was a fund manager, somebody from the research side will come and tell me exactly what is the new idea,
right?
And that research is actually done by a third party organization.
Got it.
Now that research is limited to the first 350 names in India, and when we talk about small cap, it is from 251 to 750 rank. So technically there is no research, there is no proper research available for the smaller cap companies, and also the new listings which are coming up so rapidly. So that is a segment which does not have the attention of the research analyst at this point of time. So now how do you identify the new jewel from that segment? So rather than depending on the research, if you can identify the factors through which there will be a system-based approach to give you a new idea, then I think that is the new and the newest excitement that what we are trying to create through the algorithms that we have built using the momentum model.
Lastly, Mr. Gandhi, what do you think are some of the non-financial principles that leaders need to embody today if they are to succeed in the medium to long term?
So leaders today need to have control on three things.
Okay.
Firstly, it need to make sure that the talent that is coming into the company are being identified clearly, nurtured properly,
right,
and trained and groomed properly for the next level. So
absolutely,
whether you have a proper onboarding process, whether you have the right training approach, and whether there is enough and more opportunities created within the organization so that people can see a growth territory.
Absolutely.
This is point number, because we are in the people's business, and for everybody who is in the people's business need to have answer to this point number one. Point number two, a clear roadmap of your financials, and also a dashboard that you are monitoring on a daily basis. So without tracking, so it said that if you don't have a plan, you have a plan to fail.
100%.
Okay, so have a proper plan in place, identify your growth prospects, but track it on a very, very rigorous basis through a dashboard. I've seen many businesses fail because they don't have a dashboard in place. So you need to make sure that you have complete control on the financials of the company, which is tracked on a daily basis. And once you have that idea, and once you have that culture, and once you have that discipline of tracking it rigorously, it is bound to succeed. This is point number two. Point number three, a unique approach. It's very important in today's world that you create a unique approach.
Very true.
If you're going to be, if you're just going to be a run-on-the-mill kind of a product which is available everywhere, then I think it is going to be becoming tougher and tougher because of the competition. So a unique approach is a fundamental must in today's world for anybody to stand out and succeed and survive for a long period of time. These are the three fundamental I believe is required for anybody at this point of time. But one thing is very sure, if you are running a very, very big and successful company, the culture should not be of becoming a king. The culture should be becoming a kingmaker. How many more Viraj Gandhi can I create who is better than Viraj Gandhi?
That comes back to your first point about talent as well.
Yes, so it is very important that the culture is in such a way that you can make somebody else better than you.
Brilliant.
And when that happens, the entire system of leverage of time, money and skill set the 3 things that you require to grow. If you can buy that skill set, if you can, buy that time and make it work for you better than you, that is the leverage system which is always going to be appreciated in the value chain, and it is going to be the long lasting impact on the society and also on the businesses as a whole. This is what my advice would be. This is what we are trying to create.
Brilliant. It's wonderful to see what you're doing here at SAMCO Mutual Fund, Mr. Gandhi. Lovely talking with you. Thanks for being here with us on this episode.
So thank you very much for allowing us once again. Thank you, and looking forward to many much interactions like this ahead.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Viraj Gandhi's leadership is testament to the fact that the future of finance calls for blending sharp human expertise with the depth of technology. Thank you for joining this episode of ours where we explored the intersection of research, of technology, and ultimately, of course, of wealth creation. Thank you for watching this episode of C-Suite Conversations. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.